Hi everyone, welcome back. This is Akeisha Hay, the Trini Chef. I'm super psyched today because I'm actually going to show you guys a restaurant quality meal that you can do at home, and it's an excellent option if you want to do something special for a loved one or for Valentine's Day or just a really special night of the week. Especially us being in quarantine right now, I feel like any night of the week is a special night. So today we're actually going to do some scallops, shrimp, and a few other side dishes to go along with it. I'm going to walk you through the process of how to cook the shrimp the best way, but also how to clean a scallop, how to cook a scallop, and all of the other sides that go along with it. So to get started today, we're going to start off with some Brussels sprouts. A lot of times, people are intimidated by Brussels sprouts because they've eaten it before, and every time they've eaten it, it's super soggy or gray or really soft. So today I'm going to show you kind of a recipe that I would call kind of simple, but yet the flavor is absolutely amazing. So here I have a bag of Brussels sprouts that really hasn't been cleaned. So I'm going to show you how we're going to kind of get those ready. So here I have a bowl of water that just has a little bit of salt in it. And when we clean the Brussels sprouts, I'm going to put them in here, but also rinse them and then strain them before we start our cooking process. So with the Brussels sprouts, as we can see, there's that little end, and it looks like a baby cabbage. So I always tell people, if you like cabbage, most probably you're gonna like Brussels sprouts, but they're the firm believers of, I hate Brussels sprouts, so I love them. So for the ones that are willing to try, this is what your Brussels sprout look like. We're gonna start by cutting off the end of the Brussels sprouts. So we're just gonna take that off. And all the extra leaves that fall off, you can save them because those make for good crispy eating at the end. And then we're gonna take our Brussels sprouts and then start from the top and then just cut it in half. So you end up with Brussels sprouts that look like this, all right? So we're gonna cook those, or we're gonna cut those up, put them in our water, all right? And so I'm going to finish cutting up all my Brussels sprouts, and when we come back, I'll show you how we're going to cook them. So for our Brussels sprouts that we have, our preparation today is we've cleaned our Brussels sprouts, we've cut them and rinsed them. So for this dish in particular, we're going to do something to add flavor, build flavors. And the first thing we're going to start with is bacon. So a lot of times when people cook bacon into dishes, they'll take the bacon, cook it like they regularly do for breakfast, and then chop it up and add it in this. For this dish, I'm not going to do that. The reason being, I want all the fat and flavor from the bacon, because that's what's really going to flavor my Brussels sprouts, or it's going to serve as the oil, but it's the way that I'm going to crispen the bacon that's going to be a lot easier, because everything is done in one pot versus multiple pots. So like I said, here you have just the diced bacon. I have about 6 strips of bacon here, and the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to actually put the bacon in the pot and I'm going to add water. So people are going to be like, what? Why would you add water to bacon? So for this particular process, when we add the water, it's actually going to start rendering the bacon. So what it's going to do, the water is going to help cook the bacon while starting to release all the oil from it. As the water evaporates, the bacon will then start cooking in its own fat and crispening up really nice. Once that process happens, then we're going to start adding the other flavors and building the flavor profile for the Brussels sprouts. So this takes a few minutes, but as you can see here, I have the water and my bacon. It does not look appetizing now. I promise you, in a few minutes, you would be very surprised. So I'm actually just gonna let that hang out here. There's not much you need to do, but just let it take its time. It's gonna start bubbling up. Then it's gonna start looking like, you know, shriveled up bacon. And then as the water evaporates, it's gonna start taking on some color. Then it's gonna start popping. And we're gonna get some nice crisp bacon. Okay folks, so my bacon has been cooking and it's really nice crispy.